Hello and welcome to a new vlog. As you might recognize, I'm again in Lorch and it's the end of August, so that means harvest is coming soon and we're just about doing the last preparations for this year's harvest. We have a slight problem going on here in Lorch and it has to do with some wild animals, namely some wild pigs that have been showing up in the vineyard, and we did some protection measures today so that they don't eat our grapes, because there was some evidence going on, I'll show you later, that they already have been eating some of our grapes, and it would be very sad if they would harvest everything before we can do that. So yeah, we have to take some measures, and I'll show you soon what these measures are, and then we do some other vineyard check where I bring you along. We installed a small fence. It has some electricity on it. And we've been also doing that in other vineyards of ours where pigs, or where we know that there are pigs. Actually in Lorch there aren't supposed to be any pigs because there's one fence that surrounds the whole town, or all vineyards of this town. But somehow, I don't know how they managed, they made their way through and they came here. And yeah, you see the fence going all along our vineyard, and yeah, once we leave today, we'll turn on the electricity so that they hopefully don't jump over. And I don't know if this has to do with this field next to ours, if they come here, if they stay here or whatever, but our vineyard was already taken by them, and I'll show you up in the hills where we see that. In the meantime, while I'm going up, because it's quite steep, I'm collecting some berries. In total, I want to collect 100 berries so that I can also check how much sugar the grapes already have. And yeah, I'll show you that later. It's called the must wait. So we're gonna check that because that's very important for us to estimate when we're gonna harvest. And we also have to check that regularly so that we harvest the wines in time, but also not too early so that we get the right flavors into it. So yeah, come along with me picking some grapes, and then I'll show you uphill where the piggies made their way through. So to collect the berries, I just have a plastic bag. I'm gonna collect all 100 of them, and then I'm gonna mash them and take the juice and put it into a special tool, which I'm gonna show you later in a second. You also want to pick them from different locations, like sunny areas or more shadow areas, so that you get a variety of it into your bag. And also I'm gonna take only a few of these rows, and then I'm gonna take some more of the other rows, so that we have some diversity going on. So yeah, I'm gonna continue counting and making my steps, and we'll see you upstairs. Here is evidence number one. They've been taking some off. Also here you can see that some berries are missing, and then if you continue down there also you can spot that there are a few berries missing. Let's check out where else they were. So I'm not experienced, but to me it looks like there are some tiny little pig feet. You see here? Looks like a pig foot to me. Also here, coming up, making all the way to the vines, maybe even here. It's a small hole. Yeah, so I think there is evidence they've been here. Here I think one pig was very hungry. It ate everything. the whole grape is gone. Okay, so here are my 100 berries. I'm gonna smash them so that the juice comes out. Hopefully the bag lasts, but I think it should be fine. So we give it a good mix. And then I'm gonna put them aside. We have this portable refractometer. I hope I pronounce it correctly. And it's a special tool for must measuring. So it looks like that. You can look through, and here you put the juice. So I'm gonna just put it there. Let's see how that works. I think this is the tricky part. I haven't done it in this way before. How do you do that without being full of grape juice? Okay, I think there's a trick to it. We put it there. We close it and we have a look at it. There is a blue line inside and it increases in height, and depending on where it ends, we get the must weight. So right now it's about 71. I think we measured that also last time, so maybe I'm just gonna do it again and add some more because I'm not sure if I added enough. And then we'll check again how it looks. Could also be that I did it a bit wrong. Let's check again. So the line stays at 71. Maybe 72, but that's about it. So you measure the degree of sugar and degrees Oechsle. So this is a special measurement. And we use that to also then, plan the harvest and also ideally get to the intended goal where we want to be, to get the wine out of it that we want to produce. So up there, my colleague is working, and you see the result of the work. So we're taking off some leaves here. It's the so-called shadow side. So the sun mostly comes from the other side to the vineyard and to the grapes. So we take off the leaves because we are also expecting some rain in the next days. And we want to avoid that the grapes turn bad, that the moisture stays inside the grapes. So therefore we're taking off the leaves that more air can come in, that they hopefully dry, and that they can then also stay in good condition. And we're also taking out some, let's say, ugly grapes that might contain a fly, which is like that the fly bit. It's the so-called, in Germany it's Essigfliege. So I would translate it, it's vinegar fly. So if this fly starts to eat or attack the grapes, then the grapes turn bad and really smell like vinegar. And if you have that in your grapes, obviously you don't want to have that because then your whole wine can turn bad. So that's also what we're taking out, because they say that if you already have some of them inside, you attract more of these flies. And there were some reports that incidents of these flies were visible here. So that's what we're also checking. Of course, it's a lot of manual work and it takes its time. So just one row between 1 and 2 hours. So it's quite a lot of work that goes into this vineyard even before the harvest, during the whole year, just to make sure that the grapes stay in good condition and hopefully result in a nice red wine. You also see that the grapes in this vineyard, they are quite big. So there are different ways of treating the vineyard, or different philosophies, or maybe even different experiences. It might be that next year we have to cut the grapes in half to make sure that the grapes that are on it mature more and get riper, but we have to see that next year, and also depending on the climate next year. So for this year, this is what we have and where we're gonna make our wines from. So as you saw, I also started working in the vineyard because I just wanted to do it also, and it felt a bit weird sitting around here. So I'm using the last hour that we got, more or less, or that we plan to work here and support in this row. And actually it's kind of fun, so I really enjoy that work, although I can't move that much, so I have to be a bit careful, but it's actually quite fun doing that, being in the nature. Sun is shining. Now I got a cap, which is necessary, and new scissors for harvesting, and they're actually quite good. So yeah, gonna continue a bit, and then we'll hopefully get very far today with this vineyard. So we're done for today. This plot is finished. Big thumbs up. And now the only thing I have to do is to turn on the electric fence. So I'm gonna get something that tells me if there is some electricity on it, and then we hope nothing broke during the day. And then we can finally go home after a long day. But it's been a nice day, and I think we got a lot done, so that's great. So I just tested it with that. There's a tiny light shining, so I think it works. Fingers crossed no piggy crosses this fence. And I'd say let's finish this vlog for today, and we see you maybe when the harvest starts, maybe earlier, but maybe harvest is coming sooner than we expect, so stay tuned.